Let's take a look at the highlights. Alexandra, start us off. First set, this is Svitolina at 3-5.
Well, she came out with aggressive movement. You can see she's moving Iga around. She's then moving her up, moving into the court. Iga did get that point, but she really used her backhand to backhand, but what stood out to me was her forehand and how she took the forehand to Iga's forehand and made Iga make the unforced error.
And here are some errors as well.
And then she was really returning well, stepping up to it, making Iga come in and miss the volley.
At this point, they had to close the roof after she took the first set. Swiatek, Mary Jo, was so unhappy. I know you were on your match at this point. They were also closing the roof on court one, furiously taking notes and a very long conversation with her coach, her mental coach.
It was a little bit surprising because I was following the score and she was up a break 2 separate times, led 5-3 in the first set, and then she took those notes. She was flustered. Remember, she's used to being such a great front runner, and when she gets ahead, finishing off her opponents quickly. But Svitolina wouldn't have any of that. I mean, the difference to me in this match, Chris, was the way that Svitolina moved. She felt so much more comfortable defending, and then when she had the opportunity, she was able to be aggressive as well.
Yeah, and interesting that her mental coach was giving her the advice, Mary Jo. The coach was just sitting back.
Well, I think she noticed that mentally she was getting frustrated and flustered with herself. There's been a couple moments in the tournament where you've seen that from her. She played a lot better this year than she did a year ago.
And that's what Svitolina broke to go up 4-1 on an error from Swiatek and match point.
Incredible. I don't think anyone would have predicted this at the start of the tournament.
No, she was a 100 to 1. That was her odds, 100 to 1. And there she just took out the tournament favorite.
But I watched her play Kenin on that match, and just how she's using her legs, her wide base, and her serve. She's really stepped up with her service motion. It's smooth, and she's getting a lot more pop on her serve than she used to.
She lost just 10 points on first serve, in fact. Let's go inside the point. I want to touch on two things, Mary Jo, the movement, which you talked about, but also her aggressive returns.
Yeah, she was looking to get in on the kick serve from Swiatek. Make no mistake with the mid-court shot. The backhand's her steadier shot for Svitolina, but the power comes more from the forehand. So whenever she could run around, she really unloaded and hit the ball with so much acceleration. Look at this one, runs around the backhand, hits the inside in winner. But the movement was so great throughout this match. Look at their hit points. She's used to hitting from all over the court. Remember, she naturally is a defensive player, so you're going to see some from behind the baseline, but then she was able to move up.
Yeah, and before Iga would serve, she'd do shadow swings, which helps you on your return. But right here, you can really see how she's controlling the center of the court, using her movement out wide, and then recovering back. She really moves well through her feet, something that Iga's been struggling on, Mary Jo, throughout the tournament. And Svitolina just stepped right up, moved through her feet well, had a wide base, and was able to hit shots like that backhand down the line.
Yeah, a little bit like Vondrousova against Pegula. She defended so well, made her opponent hit that extra shot. Look at the rally hit points for Svitolina. She won a lot from the middle of the court, but when she got stretched out wide, she was on balance. She knew that she could get out there, get back to the middle of the court, and that's what Swiatek has struggled with from the start. Even though she's a junior champion here 4 years ago, she said, I'm used to sliding. And I don't know how to really stop sometimes when I get stretched out wide or when somebody hits a drop shot. That was evident today against Svitolina. When she got pushed, she couldn't really get balance and get recovered the way Svitolina did.
And Svitolina, her defense to offense, her offense to defense, that's what was truly amazing, because watching her play in the past, she defends so well, but she didn't really have the offensive skills that we are seeing in this match and the previous matches.
Yeah, the grass court makes such a difference. It really makes it a bit of a neutral match when she plays someone that moves that well.
Well, with her loss today, Iga Swiatek, who's been #1 since April of 22, Sabalenka will replace her. Aryna Sabalenka can become the new world #1 if she reaches the final of this tournament, so that would be a big change. Let's look ahead to the first semifinal for the women that we know are in the books. This is a tough one. You called it, Mary Jo, for Jessie Pegula, who was looking to make her first Grand Slam semifinal and was a point away from 2 breaks at 5-1 in the third before the lefty from Czech. I mean, she was unbelievable the end of this third set.
She really was. I mean, this was a terrific match from start to finish. Pegula started off well, got the early break, but then Vondrousova fought her way back with all her variety. She defended extremely well. She hit the drop shot, and I thought Pegula did a great job to turn this match around. But that shot was a winning play every single time against Pegula. She not only hit the great drop shot, but then she covered the right shot afterwards. She served big when she needed to. This was at the end. She got all serves in to close this match out. She got more aggressive when she was down 4-1 in that final set, and you said it, she was 1 point away from being up 2 breaks at 5-1. So close to finally breaking through, but it didn't happen. All great effort, though, by Vondrousova.
Take a look at the head-to-head. Svitolina leads 3-2. Vondrousova, though, she won the big one at the Tokyo Olympics, the semifinal, and it wasn't even close. It was 3-1.
And she'll take a lot from that experience for sure. They know each other's game really well, but I think this is Wimbledon.
Yeah, and Svitolina's a different player than she was in the past. She's just playing more aggressive. She's fitter after 6 months of having a baby, which is amazing. And she's stronger, and you can see it on the court.
It's going to be all mental in that match, in my opinion. I think who can handle the occasion, who can handle the nerves better. They're both, playing in a semifinals, trying to reach a final. I mean, it's an opportunity of a lifetime for these two players.
It's a great story.
Coming up next on center court, men's quarterfinal. Novak Djokovic takes on Andrey Rublev.
I'm excited. The big hitting from Rublev, the big forehand. He probably has one of the best forehands in the game. Djokovic defends better than anyone. Now he's offensive as well with a great serve.
Djokovic has 23 majors, looking for 24, which would be the all-time tying record with Margaret Court. The rest of the field has 2. So how do you see that?
I know. Well, I like Sinner going through, but obviously Djokovic is going to be the big man out there we are watching. But his forehand, he can rip the forehand. So watch the forehand-to-forehand rallies. Djokovic doesn't like anybody coming out after him. So watch Djokovic's forehand today.
As they take center court, a reminder, the other men's quarterfinals, Sinner and Safiullin, is airing on ESPN2. But when we continue, Rublev, Djokovic, calling the match. Today's Chris Fowler, Patrick McEnroe after a quick break.
I think one of the things that Wimbledon can be proud of is the commitment to collecting data from the very beginning of our partnership with IBM, our technology partner. We capture millions of data points throughout the championships, and we're constantly developing new ways to analyse and interpret them. If we use the data in the right way, then we can move it beyond statistics and really develop this idea of getting under the skin of tennis matches at Wimbledon.
This all-new Aria is an elegant EV.
Yeah, with 389 horsepower. And all-wheel drive.
It's beautiful.
It's a beast.
It's electric.
With an edge.
Oh, let's go with that.
When occasional heartburn won't let you sleep, get fast relief with new Tums Plus Heartburn Plus Sleep Support. Love food back and fall asleep faster.
It's not like the good old days.
It's not like the good old days.
It's not like the good,
It's not like the good old days.
Stop parroting everything. Instead, drink a Red Bull and think for yourselves.
Since when do you dictate what we do?
Exactly. You're not the boss of us.
Power to the people!
Oh, well. Individuality often complicates things.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Hey, it's me, your skin. Some cleansers get us clean, but take my moisture. CeraVe cleansers help me maintain my moisture balance with hyaluronic acid plus 3 essential ceramides to help restore my natural barrier. So we're CeraVe clean.
CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser.
This is Shohei Ohtani, an ace hurling 100-mile-per-hour fastballs and a slugger hitting towering blasts. He's an angel gifted from baseball heaven. Give us Shohei Ohtani on Sunday Night Baseball.
You push it. You try to hold them shut, but your doors won't stay closed no matter what. Introducing Ruby Monkey Magnets. Ultra-thin magnetic plates that will keep your doors and drawers shut. Just peel to reveal the super strong adhesive. Place the monkey, then the magnet, and close. Installation is that simple, and now you have a door that will stay shut. The secret is the ultra-strong industrial magnet's powerful attraction that holds tight. Monkey magnets work on most surfaces and are perfect for cabinets, dresser drawers, sliding closet doors, and more. Even your outdoor problems are solved in an instant because they're corrosion and rust resistant. Call or go online now to get 8 sets of monkey magnets for only $9.99. Due to rising costs, this may be your last chance to get monkey magnets at this low price. There is a strict limit of 1 house pack per order. Call now.
Call 1-800-497-4313. Call or visit getmonkeymagnets.com. So call 1-800-497-4313 now.
I'm ready. Let's go. Our moment, our time. It's yours, it's mine. Just bring it, you breathe it. This is a moment. This is a moment. We gotta own it. We gotta own it. I'm ready. You ready? I'm ready. You ready? I'm ready. This is a moment. This is a moment.
Novak Djokovic 3 wins away from what he hopes will be his 8th Wimbledon final. We're sort of numb to the numbers. I think Novak is too. Patrick McEnroe, you see Andrey Rublev, 46th major semifinal. Is what is in play here? Is his 56th major quarter? But just think about that for a second. 12 of them here at Wimbledon.
It is amazing, and what he's even to me more amazing is how well he's moving now, how well he looks on the court, how good he looks on the court, and how much he seemingly wants it more than ever. You know, the fact that he's distanced himself by a major from Nadal, 3 now from separating him from Roger Federer, but it's like he's got this, you can't satiate him. I mean, his thirst for more, it just keeps growing, and that's part of the miraculous run that he's on in these really in the last decade.
Yeah, I mean, if you compare Djokovic to the rest of the field without guys like Nadal and, of course, Federer not here, it's almost comical, the tale of the tape. Novak against everybody else. 94 overall titles. The other 7 guys are like about 40 short of that. Now, Djokovic is out here for the 3rd consecutive day. 2 sets on Sunday, 2 sets on Monday against Hubert Hurkacz. Every one of those sets was really tight and stressful. Novak was very lucky to win 3 of the 4. But how can Rublev apply that same kind of pressure? He doesn't have the ability, as Hurkacz does, Patrick, to win the point with one swing of the racket on the serve. How can he make it tight and tough?
Well, obviously, the X's and O's we'll get into. But for me, a lot about making it a match comes down to attitude for Andrey Rublev. Look, I know how great Djokovic is. We all know what a heavy favorite he is. But it's not like he's unbeatable in other tournaments. I mean, in the majors, it's obviously harder to beat him. But what I'd like to see from Andrey Rublev is some belief early on, because actually going out there, taking it to Djokovic with his attitude a little bit. I mean, obviously, he's got the big forehand. He can serve big. He doesn't have the versatility that Novak has on this surface, but he's a darn good grass court player. Come out here, Andrey Rublev, and show Djokovic early that you think you can win the match.
Perhaps another mental hurdle. He's never won a major quarterfinal, 0-7. And if you want a close competitive match, a good fight, you don't want to see what happened at the first major of the year in Melbourne, because in that quarterfinal, Djokovic came out, broke early, and what you just described was not there at all.
Right.
There was early resignation. He was broken early in the first couple sets, and it was basically one-way traffic and a clinic.
It should be more doable for Rublev to stay in the match on his serve, right? On this court, he's got a big serve. It is still a grass court. As good as Djokovic is, he should be able to keep some sets close. And then if it does get close in some of the sets, he's got to have that belief to go for that big forehand. He can come forward. He's not that comfortable at the net, but he's not adverse to doing it at all costs. So that's something he's got to think about adding into equation. He has beaten him once before. That was back in Belgrade, though, in the final, actually, there in Novak's hometown. 6-love in the third. Novak wasn't at 100% in that one. So show us some belief early on that you think you can stay with this all-time great.